Welcome back to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker, the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate with Barb Schlinker, owner broker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Now, Barb, with more homes on the market, there will be some homes that are just not selling. What are some of the reasons that they're not selling? And more importantly, what can be done about that?
Well, Richard, it gets back to the basic four. Number one, picking the right team to handle the sale. Number two, preparation. Is the home in good condition? Is it move-in ready? Is there any deferred maintenance? According to the National Association of Realtors, buyers that see homes that need work, 40% of them are going to skip that home and pick another one. So a lot of people say, well, can't I just give a credit for carpet allowance? I don't know if I'm going to pick the wrong carpet color or if they're going to tear it out and put in luxury vinyl. And at the end of the day, what buyers want is if the home works for them, they want to move in, drop their stuff, get on with their lives. If they want to improve it down the road, that's fine, but it at least has to be move-in ready. And that is especially with things like flooring or really obvious deferred maintenance, broken stuff, broken doorbells. Those plastic doorbells break all the time. So it's really critical to get yourself prepared and make the buyer think, oh, this is great. I want to buy it, walking in the door. Now, there are some sellers that will sell their home as is. And that's fine. It's okay. It actually says in the state contracts that the home is sold as is, where is, with all its faults. But the buyer can do an inspection and ask for stuff. And guess what? No matter what they do, unless the home is really underpriced, they're going to ask for stuff. And then we have the dilemma of, in the state of Colorado, inspectors, there is no license, there is no regulation, there is no oversight for inspectors. Anybody could be an inspector. I could be an inspector, and I'm scary with the tool in my hands. So there is no qualification. Now, most of them may have experience. A lot of them, to get certified, they go on this online website called I think it's called ASHI website, and they do an online certification. And then all of a sudden they're a home inspector. And what I find many times is whatever they're saying about these houses is not accurate, or their gadget is messed up. I have water pressure gadget problems lately a lot. Just things like that create a lot of aggravation for the seller because it's not necessarily accurate about what's really going on with the house. But it is a point of negotiation. So let's say a home seller says, all right, I'm selling this as is. I don't plan to fix anything. I'm not remodeling anything. And we do sell homes like that all the time. But the key is they have to be priced what I call very realistically, like at least 10, maybe 20, maybe more below current market value to get a buyer to say, I'm all in, I'll take it as is, and I will fix it my own way. Now, one thing that we are seeing right now in the market, which is pretty exciting, is that the pending sales right now, all along the Front Range, I picked El Paso and Douglas County, are actually heading up. So we're getting more pending sales, even though the inventory is a little bit higher. So that's a good sign for this area for sure. And interest rates have an impact on that. Conventional right now is at 6.7%, VA, FHA in the low sixes, like 6.1. So buyers are buying homes in most cases based on whether or not they can afford the house payment, right? So if the rates are going lower, it's really, really important that you price the home right to be the best home on the market. So if it's not selling, it's one of two things. It's either pricing, well, promotion, or maybe it's condition, which is a part of promotion. Because even if the carpet is in good shape, but it might have a little bit of traffic areas, boy, that really picks up on these high quality digital cameras these days. And the buyers will pass it on their smartphone and not even go to see it if it looks like it has deferred maintenance. So really look very carefully at how your home is being marketed to make sure it's marketed correctly. And then the next thing you have to look at is what's your current competition. Overpriced homes will help your competition sell. So if it's pricing, all you're doing is helping buyers move along to the next house. It could be marketing though, and I have seen that a couple of times. I just helped a home seller recently where they had their house on the market for 110 days. And the person that took the pictures previously used his smartphone that really, the pictures were terrible. They were dark, they were narrow, and he really didn't highlight some of the best features of the home. The home was beautiful. The seller actually spent a couple $1,000s a month and brought in staging furniture to get his home sold, and it still didn't work. Why is that? Because the online showing, the online presentation of the home online looked terrible, and they started the price too high and slowly walked the price down. So after 110 days, the seller gave up. He hired us. We corrected the photos. We went on the market at the open house. We had 40 people attend in 1 hour. We got offers right away, and it went under contract within 9 days at full price. So if it's done right, it could just be promotion, it could be pricing, or a combination of both. And you have to make sure you get that right. And even, people that handle foreclosed homes. I've handled a lot of foreclosed homes in my career. And the people that do that, they're not handling the people that represent the banks. They're not handling just a handful of homes. They're handling hundreds of homes. And so they know how to sell homes. All the foreclosed homes sell really fast. And the reason is they know how to price. Now, usually they don't fix it. Typically, they will just price it at a price that will make it sell, but they know how to make it sell. So I had one asset manager tell me one time, he goes, Barb, you're my eyes and ears on the ground. So what I need you to do is tell me if you're seeing something that's going to affect pricing. Like, does the carpet look bad? Do we have competition around the home? Because you only get one shot to make an impression. So don't let the buyer get away over these little things that we can easily correct. And affordability is an issue right now. Home buyers have to make well over 100,000 to be able to afford just an average priced home. So it's really, really important that you get that right when you go on the market. A lot of people, I've talked to some sellers that said, I'm not going to go below this price. I'm like, well, okay, it might take a long time. It may work, it may not. So, but let the market speak back to you. And when we come back, we're going to talk about some rules of thumb that will give you a clue that if you're priced wrong. My name is Barb Schlinker. I'm the broker owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty and the host of this show, Your Real Estate Voice. And we're talking about the reason why a home is not selling. And when we come back, we're going to be discussing some ways to solve this house not selling issue. And if you are thinking of making a move, give us a call, 719-301-3900. We have over 28,115 buyers in waiting just on our little website. Typically, we can match at least 700 buyers to your home. But just call us, 719-301-3900, or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
Now, Barb, we're discussing why a home may not be selling. What are some of the things that home sellers can do about that home not selling right now?
Well, I'd say number one is think about your selling strategy. So there are some people that don't want to fix anything. I talked to a seller a month ago and he goes, I don't envision a bunch of buyers coming through my house and judging my home and making it look pretty. I'm not going to do that. And I said, okay, no problem. There is a price for that. So he decided to price it very aggressively and right away we were able to market to our buyers and we got offers right away. So there is a strategy, but if you're going to go as is with no repairs, especially on a home that needs work, that's okay. You don't have to do anything, but just price it very aggressively. But if you want full on the top of what the market can get, the buyers expect it all. They want a beautiful home. They want move-in ready. They want it priced right. And, it doesn't necessarily have to be remodeled. That's not what I mean. Like, we're helping somebody right now. I call it Granny's house. It's an inherited home. It's very well cared for. She took care of things like the roof and the water heater and the furnace. It has gleaming hardwood floors. It has a 1960s kitchen that's adorable, except that it's 1960s, including the appliances, but everything works. So we just looked at what the current similar home sales were selling for. What was the price of those homes where they gutted the kitchen and put all fresh new stuff? And what was the home that was, not necessarily updated, but in good condition? And that was the price that the home seller chose. And in that case, those homes are sell very quickly. The number two thing is to make sure you price it what I call very realistically versus optimistically. What does that mean? We sit down with our home sellers and we take a real forensic look at not only what the current market is doing, what is your current competition, not just in that floor plan, but all different kinds of floor plans around that home. And we're like, okay, we're going to put our buyer hat on. We're going to drive around, look at homes. Which one would the buyer pick? And we actually show the sellers those pictures, and that way they can get a really good idea. Everybody wants the most money for their home in general, but most people, when they get those visuals, are like, okay, well, that one looks more valuable than my home. And then they can make a good decision about pricing. You really don't want to overprice your home and help sell the competition. And you know what? The way you can tell that you priced your home right is based on the volume of showings, the feedback of showings, and whether or not you're getting offers. We help home sellers do this every day. So if you are thinking of making a move, give us a call, 719-301-3900. That's the services we provide for free. We'll come out, take a look at your home, give you a really good idea what your home will sell for in this market. We'll show you what the market's doing, and then we'll show you exactly how much you'll put in your pocket when it sells. Give us a call, 719-301-3900, or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice. That is Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold, Guaranteed Realty. And if you are thinking of making a move, call Barb at 719-301-3900 or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll be discussing how does a cash offer work when you're selling a house, plus Barb's hot new listings. Stay tuned for that.